as you guys have seen on Sleeper, the league that you guys obviously have joined through my invite, our league has a new name because I merged together both of my leagues. So this year it's called the Gulag. Here's a little snapshot of our champions so far from the two leagues. We're going on our third year of existence. I found this league on one of the podcasts that I listened to and thought it was incredible. I know a lot of you guys have said it's your favorite league, and I hope to continue to satisfy that desire going forward. And we'll see how this goes this year. So you can see that we have had 4 champions, all different people so far. Starting in 2018, we had that 17-week season where we were only eliminating one team a week. That will never happen again. But then last year we had the same number of teams. However, we had one double elimination week. So for Gauntlet, I think we did it in the final week. And then in Elimination Chamber, we did it in week 8. So let's get into our 2020 season.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
So the fantasy platform, as you know, I'm moving away from ESPN in most, if not all of my leagues, is Sleeper. Some of you guys have not used it before. I did post in the Sleeper chat a tutorial video for you guys to kind of briefly take a look at. Very easy once you get the hang of it. Very, very user-friendly. Great maneuvering around system. So all communication following this video is going to take place in the Sleeper chat. So I'm going to be sending this over text to some people that don't have Facebook, and then in the Facebook chat for those of you that do have it. But after that, do not expect any conversation to take place through there, as the Sleeper platform has an incredible chat ability. As you look here at this grid, you can see all 32 teams that have signed up. This may change. Some of you guys do not pay. But as of now, I look at this list here and I see a lot of people that started when we first created this league, but then also a lot of brand new names, which is awesome as well. We have 6 members this year that have not yet done a Guillotine league, so that is very exciting to see the word of mouth spread rather quickly. We did lose some OGs, but that's what happens when you get lazy or, try putting things off. I don't like that. So 32 teams, lot of teams. Here's your elimination process. So if you're new, this is just kind of how the league works. If not, this is kind of redundant for you guys. But each week, this is the big change for everybody. Since we have 32 teams, there are 16 weeks in the NFL fantasy season. Each week, there are going to be 2 teams that are going to get eliminated from the Gulag. These teams are going to be the lowest scoring teams from the given week. So it's just based off your weekly score. If there would be a tie for an elimination, whoever has the highest average point total in prior weeks, which I do all that through a Google Sheet, is going to be allowed to stay. The other one will be eliminated. So what happens if there's a tie in week 1? Because obviously you have not had an average yet. In week 1, if there is a tie, the highest scoring individual player will help a team remain. So if I have Lamar Jackson and he scores 38, and then the team that I tied with has Christian McCaffrey and he scores 37, unfortunately the team with Christian McCaffrey would be eliminated and I would stay. So post-elimination, as mentioned, 2 teams are eliminated each week. Once someone has been eliminated, they cannot re-enter. So those of you that are new, just so you know, it's not like a season-long thing. If you get eliminated, you unfortunately are done until next season, when the new season starts. So once declared eliminated, all players of the eliminated team are then dropped to free agency. And then everybody else has the ability to bid on these players with their waiver money, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Week 16 is our championship week. There's going to be 2 teams left in the Gulag. It's an all-out war, and then whoever has the highest scoring will be declared the winner. So let's take a look at your starting lineup. If we look at your starting lineup, we have obviously a quarterback. We have 2 running backs. You have 2 wide receivers. You have a tight end. As of this current moment, you have a flex that is being voted on. If you have not done so in the sleeper chat, please, please, please vote on the polls so we can get those done and moving forward. But right now, a flex means it can be a running back, a wide receiver, or a tight end. It's just an extra player to put into your starting lineup. Each team has a kicker, and then each team has a defense. Each team also will have 3 bench slots. So we already did a vote on that, and we are not dropping the number of bench spots. So scoring, as you can see here, I'm not going to go through all of these, but the big ones of note would be passing touchdowns are 4 points. A reception or a catch is 1 point. It's a full point. You can see there's a variety of scoring categories there for defense. You can also find those on the sleeper settings. So again, the nice thing about going to our leagues page on Sleeper is all of this information I'm giving you right now, it's all just sitting right there for you to look at. So if you have any questions in addition to this video, you can just find it there. So how waivers work, and waivers, it goes in terms of if a player was dropped and someone wants to put a claim in for them or put a bid in on them. Also, it would be, a player that maybe they had a really, really good week. Maybe they're on a bye, and then you have the ability to bid on them to reward yourself via your roster. So each player this year is going to be given $1,000 of waiver money. Last year, it was $100. If you would like, the nice thing about this system is you can bet $0 on a player. Just remember that if you tie and you don't have a high average amount of points or higher than whoever else puts in the same amount of money, you would not get that player. So tiebreakers on waiver bids go to the player that has the highest average points for the season. You can always find that on the Google Sheet I'm going to be sharing as well. And waivers are going to run every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So they will run at 10 a.m. In the past, it has always been, like 2 a.m. You can actually set custom waivers to different times. Right now, I have it at 10 a.m. Central on Wednesday. If someone had a better suggestion of a time to do that, like 5 or 6, or maybe I'll even make that decision, where everybody is hopefully away from work or able to look at their phone, I may do that as well. So after waivers have ran, players are then free to pick up. So you don't have to bid any money at all, and it's just a first come, first serve. If a player has been dropped, though, they will be on waivers for 1 full day before waiver claims can be put in for them, or they can be picked up freely. If a player's game has already started, they cannot be picked up. They can also not be dropped. So our 2020 draft this year, it's obviously a live draft that's going to be taking place on the Sleeper app. Sleeper has a mobile app from your phone or your tablet or whatever else you use. They also have an online website if you're using a computer, a desktop, or a laptop. Your login is very, very easy. Your login is going to be your phone number. Unlike a lot of other platforms where you have to use your own email and stuff like that, you're just getting your phone number, and then you're getting a verification code that you will be entering to claim your account. Draft date and time. I am not willing to change this. So, we are a couple months out, which makes this perfect. But September 7th, 2020, which is Labor Day, at 7:30 p.m. is when the draft will be taking place. As you can see in the time per pick section here, members are only going to have 30 seconds per pick. And that's also because we have 32 teams. Don't want to keep you all night. And it's not like you can trade any picks or anything like that. So if you do want to trade, the only thing you can really do is you can swap spots with someone else in the league. So if you've seen the example, if I got the 16 and Billy had the 30, because I'd rather have the end, because this is a snake draft, I can do that. However, I may not want to do that. It's up to you guys. Got to think about it. If I have the number 1 pick in this year's draft, I'm going to have number 1 and I'm going to have number 64. That is a huge gap. So obviously you'd get like a Christian McCaffrey or a Saquon Barkley, but your second player might not be the best or high caliber. So payment information.
I am once again asking for your financial support.
So this year our payment is going to be $20. So that was voted on. It's going to be $20 for each person. If you add that all up with 32 people, our pot is $640. This year, the top 3 will be getting paid out. So, first place is getting 70% of the pot. Second place is going to get 20% of the pot. And then third place is going to get 10%. So, even if you take 30, you walk away with $64, which is a nice chunk of change. There are 3 main ways that you can pay me. Venmo, so you can see my ad is there. That's the most common way that people pay me. There is PayPal. I have that linked up to my bank account as well. And then also Facebook Pay. So you can pay me right through Facebook Pay as well if you'd want to do that. Once all 32 teams have paid, I have a checklist on my Google Sheet taking care of, who has paid me, who has not. Once every single person of the 32 has paid, the draft order will be revealed. I will not reveal it before that point because, and I obviously trust a lot of you guys, but you never know if someone gets, the 32 spot and they don't want that and they drop out. And then we got to find someone else that wants the 32 spot. We don't need that. So I am not going to reveal the order until everybody has paid. So I will take payments starting tonight if you really want to pay. The earlier that we can get this done, the more time you're going to have to prepare for mock drafts if you want to do that, which you can also do through the Sleeper platform. You also would have the ability to swap your spot if you want as well. So I have 4 big question marks for this season. The first is the reign of Dietz. So Billy, he won the first year for Gauntlet, and then last year he took second. So you can see he is clearly a force to be reckoning with. So my first question is, will Billy finish lower than second? And my second question for Johnny is, will Steph Curry land in Milwaukee? I think the odds point that way, right? Second, looks like I can't spell, but duplicates at QB, kicker, and defense. I've been curious. Do you think this year that teams are going to use one of their 3 bench slots to hoard an extra QB, kicker, or defense? The reason they might do this is to prevent teams from being able to even start one. Think about it. There's 32 teams. There's 32 defenses. I wonder if someone's going to take another defense so that someone can't even start one on a given week. So I'm interested about that. Also, for those teams that get really, really bad defenses, if they even draft one, are they going to start them or are they going to keep them on the bench? Something to consider. Fab. So free agent acquisition budget. Think about, are you a member that splurges all your waiver money early on big name stars, or are you going to sweat it out and sporadically spend it until there's less teams remaining? So that's something to consider as well. Your strategy may change this year because there's so many more teams. One more thing is bye weeks. So I wonder if bye weeks are going to factor into anybody's draft strategy, especially for those positions that may be hard to replace from waivers or free agency. Are those players that are having really far down the line bye weeks maybe they're more valuable on your draft board. Like the Panthers, they have a week 13 bye this week versus the Packers and the Lions. They have a week 4 bye. So that might be something, especially for a lot of you guys being Packer fans. Hopefully you don't stack up on Packers and then we get to week 4 and you can't even start a lineup. So a lot of questions that I'm very excited will be answered. And the amount of thought that's going to have to go into it this year is crazy for me to consider. So with that being said, good luck. And I hope that this league goes well now that we're merging both together. And then I'll take some feedback at the end of the season. But I know it will be fun, just like always. So see you later.